I believe we are starting to stream. So, welcome to another one. We've started streaming again since last week. I used to do it on the occasion in 2017. I'm Alan the Mokanaman, and my major platform is on YouTube. I build gunpla, resin, scale modeling, all that sort of bits and pieces. Most people that will be watching this video will already be fairly familiar with the sort of content and things that I do. So we'll probably get straight into it. At my bench, I've got quite a few small bits and pieces to do. No big major tasks, so we'll just be carrying on sorting a few things out, inking some models and whatnot. Before we jump straight into it, I'm just going to check the quality of my stream. That sounds absolutely sensational. So I've got another computer here just to check that it's not lagging. There's no problems, as well as responding to the chat, so you'll be seeing my head move around. I am in a commercial studio, so if you see the background here, there's all sorts of funky stuff going here. There's more than just me operating here, so you got all sort of dolls and fabric and uh, sewing and sculptures and paintings and whatnot. So what we got here first, and I'll be moving it off the bench shortly, is parts for the master grade Providence. I'll also be taking time not talking in the stream and also filming a YouTube video at the same time, which may sound a bit weird. I'll give a bit of ample warning before that happens. So I'm going to weather these bits and pieces. Going to use an oil wash. That takes a very long time to dry. So tomorrow I can top coat it, do a tad more weathering, and put it away for final assembly later. The metallic pieces, which are very, very shiny, is applied with a ink, not a paint, an ink known as Molotow liquid chrome. It's commonly found to be in pen form. It's a product used by graffiti artists, and it just gives this awesome natural metal finish. It has very strange properties for anyone that's familiar with paint, scale modeling, art, that sort of thing, that it doesn't truly dry or dry properly. Like an ink, when you're using a pen and you're drawing on a piece of paper, that ink sits on the paper, will not chemically harden for 2 weeks. So if you spill water on it within 2 weeks, it smudges. After 2 weeks, if it wettens, it will actually stay visible. So, oh, nice. That's just how it is. What I've found to work in my experiments is once I allow it 2 weeks to sort of harden, I apply a very, very weak, slow drying acrylic clear coat to retain the majority of its sheen, and then I candy it by applying a shiny clear enamel, and just do a few more weathering techniques, highlights, inking, all that sort of stuff, seal it again, and it's later assembled. For those that are following on YouTube, you get to find this out live and ready. I finally got the decals in from Hong Kong, so being a yellow surface, I thought red would be quite nice. And I got these as well for another project, which I think would be quite hilarious, the whole Atasha look. So I just need a couple of minutes to set these aside. These trays are very useful. Each piece is clipped on a clip and stuck into a tray. As I'm still starting out and the audience is pathetically tiny to know people, if you are watching the recorded episodes, which will be uploaded to the PhD Manchild, the majority that I'm going to be showing is slow and tedious, though I'm hoping the commentary is going to be what people stay tuned, listen to it, such as a radio or something, which is constant, interesting content, as well as bits and pieces about modeling. If you ever jump on any of my streams, it's going to be fully interactive, a lot like my YouTube channel. Any questions, I will answer and contribute and whatnot. I do run Q&A sessions and whatnot with my scale modeling. This is another one. You've got all the parts here. So if you ask questions, I will answer it live on stream. I do love to help other people with their hobby pursuits and further the hobby as much as I humanly can. So I suppose there's something else I want to do. I'm not going to ink this yet. I've got a laser cutter that I've been working on for a video, and it's not quite working properly, and I've got a sponsor that I'm going to be helping them show it off, do some cool things, and they can sell units. The idea is you give me a tool, I'll do the very best to be as creative with the tool as humanly possible, and if people like the tool, they will be inclined to buy it themselves. So I sometimes can be a bit of a marketing shell. And the issue with this is, which is very cool, but it doesn't want to communicate with the computer. So what I'm going to do is first crack open the top and suss out the diode laser. So this is the first time I'm doing this. And then I'm going to open up the side and check out the motherboard. See how it's all wired up, see what part I need replacing. And go all about it. So not too sure how exciting it is in cracking open a laser, but this is the Niji DK8KZ laser cutter. This thing practically retails out of Asia with shipping for under $100. It has a print bed of a little more than 4 by 4 centimeters, and with 100 microwatt laser, it etches all sorts of imagery and stuff into materials that can be burnt. Now, I've got all sorts of interesting ideas. It cuts paper, so it can cut mask. And if it can leave etching into surfaces, can it leave etching into plastic? So I'll pull this out. And it's the a butterfly. So this is the sort of detail you get, and it's ever so slightly raised in. So I want to try it on some painted surfaces. I want to do some deeper engravings and then paint over it. I've got a few interesting ideas. So we'll see how that all comes about. But for now, what the fuck was that? I hope that wasn't important. Didn't seem to come off that. Well, I'll figure that out later, so that is not a big deal. Now, this is made out of a Perspex, or a very heavy plastic case. It's about 5mm thick, and it's very sturdy. It's not going to warp or fall apart. And it sort of sits on a CNC bed that's run by screws rather than a pulley system. This is going to make it so you don't really have to, well, unlike a 3D printer, you don't have to calibrate it. As you find the center, you put down the material, you map out what you're going to engrave in it, and it's just going to do it by the microcontroller. Oh, I might have lost a screw. That's what I would have lost. It's just a single nut. Oh, it's not a big deal. There we go. Nuts. That would be the dog. There's been a cat jumping in and out of the backyard. So he's going to be a bit on the noisy side. Though it's like, what, 2 in the morning, so the neighbours aren't going to be a big fan of it. I'm going to do my best to ignore him. This doesn't want to come off, but I got to see if it's attached to the fan or anything sort of significant. No. We'll try to open the side and see how we go with that. Re-putting in these bolts is just going to be a barrel of laughs, which I don't know if I'll do that on or off camera. As soon as the cat's not in the backyard and scared off by the bloody dog, then I'll have a bit more peace and quiet. But even going out there with him, he'll calm down initially. It is what it is. Okay, so those are out. Take these bits and pieces out. We'll have a look. It's going to be a pain if I have to pull apart this whole bloody box just to change lasers and have a look at the motherboard and whatnot. So yeah, I've got all sorts of ideas, mostly cutting mask and indenting. Shit, so you have to open absolutely everything just to get to it. That is a pain and a half in the ass. That's alright, we'll just keep going. So I've got all sorts of ideas that are going to be involved in my 3D printing series. So we're just going to go around and we'll just remove these 8, 10 nuts and bolts. So what did I remove? This is crazy tedious. Should have a container for all of the nuts that I've also opened. My streams aren't going to be crazy popular because I've been having trouble on social media, mostly Facebook. And what's going on there is I'm being flagged by people who are not quite fans of me, false flagged, saying as sexual or hate content and all that sort of thing. So my original Facebook account has been deleted, and that has affected my businesses as well as I sell things on the side. It's also affects starting to get some wobble. It's also affect Mokanaman page. Mokanaman page has gone forever, where I used to share a lot of things, go on a lot of other groups and pages, post, share content, did all sorts of crazy stuff, and all of that has since been deleted and lost. So I've got no social media presence except for YouTube, just a video platform. There's no way to really promote me, and years of putting links out are all disappeared. So I've been slowly trying to diversify my content in other places such as Tumblr and Instagram, Twitter, all that sort of thing. Going to really spread out, and if any one platform is shut down, I can rally things up on another platform and carry on work. At the moment, I'm practically completely paralyzed, and even though I want to start hitting things off pretty heavily on Twitch, being creative with 1 or 2 views, I'm at the very, very bottom of the page, and it's just no way around it. I have read, because I haven't been on Twitch for about a year, that partnership was something that was never going to be achievable. Never even considered it. Though the affiliate program, that is a completely different and interesting kettle of fish. All you need is 50 followers, streamed about 7-8 times in a month, streamed for about 8 hours in that month, and have a gross of about 3 people watching for the majority of your stream or streams. The last stream I did, which I was able to advertise on Facebook, had 3 to 4 people. That did very, very well. This one, not so much. So today is just a quick surprise stream. Tomorrow I'll do one that's a little more serious. And here we go. This has come apart. Yippee-ki, yay. So we've got a Perspex board in the middle here. And we've got our motherboard, power, USB. And the motherboard is something that could just be disconnected and reconnected. So it's not really a huge deal. I can just get another one sent, swap it, and see if that works. So that's not too much of a big deal. And this can finally pop out as soon as I take those 2 screws out. So I don't have to take everything out. That's absolutely awesome. What I will do is, because I don't want to pull it apart again, I'll take some photos to make for my video. And we'll take the top off and have a look at this diode laser. So in theory, all I'll have to do is remove these 2 screws. No, that's someone else's dog, not mine. So if he's howling, he's in big trouble. When one dog barks, you know, it's a whole ordeal, isn't it? So I'll have a look at the diode. Another cool thing about this is being diode based. Diode lasers don't really die. The more the power fluctuates and there's issues and stuff, the weaker its lifespan. So if it's a good laser, it will go through its initial burn-in period, last for something like an absurd amount of million hours, and die. Now, the sort of abuse I'll be putting this through to cut styrene and do other things and whatnot, I can imagine the chambers will be very not well lived. Probably 6 months to a year of constant use. Though that's not a big deal because the diode laser tube is only $20. So I don't feel bad by going absolutely crazy. So this comes off, and that's soldered on. So I'll be a bit careful because I can't be bothered soldering things back on. And this is our laser tube. And it's really good that everything is done by Allen key. So I didn't have to use my screwdrivers after all. This set came with an Allen key, so that was alright. So I might okay, so this is a shorter screw. I'll put that aside separately. And we shall take out this screw. Got the whole thing saying it's scale modeling. Got all these wires and a bit of machine open. So if Twitch sees this and go, hey, you're not scale modeling. And this is interesting. This is another 2 screws, as in a screw pulley system on another CNC bed. So really these 2 beds are exactly the same. This has a bit of perspex on it. This one has a laser on it. So that is very smart how that has been done. You get all the axes and whatnot. And there we go. This is our laser tube. It's connected by this wire and it just clicks in straight in the board. So that is pretty interesting. I'm going to have a bit of a play. And that comes off. So that is just the lens. So here the other lens is a bit problematic, and we've got a bit of a screw to retain the tension of the lens. It doesn't mean I'll have to refocus it all, though pulling it apart and having a look at it is pretty interesting. Now, I was thinking that I have to film and do a maintenance thing about how to access the motherboard, how to access this. I've just done it all on a fucking stream. So what I could do is just chop up this video and talk over it and use that as a part of my video. Just, yeah, recycle. Now, having a look at this, I could see that this is brass. Brass is very soft, and there's two heavy scratches, which would have been done by being stuck in to retain it into this head. And we've got a very heavy-duty heat sink to help cool it down and not overheat. So I'm really impressed with the design. The software doesn't rub me the right way, and that's where I'm having trouble. And I think there might be something wrong with the motherboard, to the reason why I won't communicate to the computer, to why the driver's not working, and all this other ridiculous jazz. So I'll put it about as low. I know my fat fingers are still able to tune it, so we'll have it stick out that much. And that was really cool to look at it too, so I enjoyed that. Oh wait, I should have taken a photo of the laser for the video. Oh, so I do everything off this Canon. We can see the inside of the motherboard. We'll take a photo of the top here. Cool. It's our little laser tube. Take a photo of the lens and the spring, because I read online that people said that when you buy a tube, the lens and the spring is not quite the same and it doesn't work out. That if you get something like this, all you would have to do is take out the existing lens and spring and just put it in the new one. And that would actually solve a lot of problems that people are having with the existing Niji. Now, what I'm also doing is I'm working with Best Gear, and there's a lovely woman there. I don't think she wanted me to mention her name. She discovered me on YouTube and said, hey, review some of our products and stuff. And we've been talking for months and a long time of, my numbers not being substantial enough to get something expensive. She wanted to give me a cheap 3D printer. I said I didn't want to do 3D printers. She offered me a laser cutter. We settled on it. Got it. There's a problem. She's been really, really patient and good about it, regardless of all the trouble I've been causing. Because it's important for me that, content is delivered for helping people in the hobby, not necessarily sales. And the idea is I review things. I set up a account with them so I can create links and become an affiliate salesperson, and I get a small cut out of all the sales of people clicking on my recommended link that's being passed on from my social media pages, videos, tutorials, that sort of thing. And the initial first or couple of items they send me are sent to me for free to utilize for my projects and be seen, pull it apart, and help people decide if they want to buy it or not. So there's some good photos. Whoops, that doesn't matter. That was really interesting. So yeah, Best Gears sent this out to me, and I was really busy at the time. I had in Umania at the same time, so I sat in the corner for about a month, and I was working on the other videos that were close to being finished. So when I make videos, I've got all these kits and things on the go, and as I'm working on kits, I'm doing tutorials, and the kits are done, I do a kit review, and I've got about 20 to 30 open folders with all sorts of videos and pictures loaded. And once the model's done, photos taken, shared around on social media, I can all cut it together and make a video. As the model's being made, and I've done a few tutorials, when enough information has been cut about the tutorial, I edit and voice it, or I just sit there mid model and film the technique I need to demonstrate. And that's pretty much the premise of how the channel works. It's just what I happen to be working on and go, hey, this would be some pretty interesting content. And what I want to do here is just as I'm sitting here and doing all that, turn the camera on and let people watch. I reckon that would be absolute good fun. So poor Best Gear has sent me assets, spent all this time messaging me, and I haven't done anything quite for them. Funny fact is, a ultrasonic cleaner that I sell and bought a new ultrasonic cleaner. It's the old one a friend of mine absolutely destroyed after explaining to him exactly how to use it. I'm looking at you, Dante. No, it was you, mate. Well, I know because it was in your property destroyed. He was kind enough to buy me as well as himself another one, so he paid double, and I imported it, gave him one, kept one for myself. It is the same ultrasonic cleaner that Best Gear has, and their price was really, really pretty decent, and I reviewed it, and it's up on my YouTube channel, not visible. It's scheduled to be released in about 3 to 4 weeks' time, and it has my first affiliate link with Best Gear. So the idea is if people really like it and they're going to buy it online, that would be the link. And with DHL shipping and other options and warehouses around the world, they're not too bad. Now, normally when you do sponsorship with a company, they look after you. They make sure they express ship the best package, and they look after you, and it gets to you quickly, and it's not damaged or anything. So when you go from the unboxing to the use, everything is schmick, and you can say really positive things. So to make sure Best Gear was, the right cut of cloth, and since I sort of sell things and whatnot, I bought a couple of their anime figures, these emulated game consoles, and the metal build kits to sell on my Salt Mines page and a few events that they had on special. These are for people to buy it in Australia only. And the shipping was substantial. If you're buying a bulk amount of stuff, or if you're buying a high-priced item, the pricing and the shipping is normally calculated to be a total cost, or shipping will be a few dollars more, and then you got options for more expensive shipping. Though if you're buy quite an expensive item, they upgrade you to courier and express shipping and all that sort of jazz. So what these guys do is they go around Asia and suppliers and whatnot, buy the best things like 3D printers, aftermarket gaming bits and pieces, electronics, phones, whatnot, and they undercut all the other people by selling it in mass. They cut their cost in marketing because they get social media people and supporting communities and creators and stuff to support them. That's fallen in, and that's an absolute barrel of laughs. I'm going to do this a different way. So, the first time you pull apart and assemble anything takes the longest until you can figure out the best way of doing it. And then afterwards, it just gets quicker and quicker with time. And that's what I teach with... I might not even put all the screws in because it just clicks in. The Perspex design is just so clever. I'm very... Oh, that works because I can put my finger in both sides, put the screw in, adjust. Oh, that is the ticket. All these spaces are just ideal. So, since Best Gear is out to support communities, social medias, and modelers and creators and reviewers and tech gurus and all that sort of thing. That's impressed me since I'm all about the community. I'm very happy to support them, be an affiliate, and be sponsored by them. So I've tested them from all angles. I'm a cynic as hell. When they approached me, I was like, yeah, all right. Done hunting around, couldn't find a lot of dirt. Now, sometimes they'll carry a product. Now, this product is very cheap. Laser cutters start $300, $400, $500, and the really good ones are into the thousands. This one is on the cheaper end, and reading up on it, watching videos and whatnot, there's not a lot of, there's not a strong community around it. I think I could fix that by doing a couple of really good videos. Though there's enough helpful information out there. Generally, there are chances because the laser is just not up to snuff. When you buy it and it's just not burning, you buy another laser, you pop it in, then it's all gravy. So it's a bit of a risk. It's a gashapon. Though on the very rare occasion, the motherboard or connection is just not quite right. And I think I'm unfortunate, but in the end, actually really fortunate, to get one that's just not quite right. And this gives you the chance to pull it apart, play around, find out if Best Gear is out for providing parts, replacements, all that sort of stuff, which they clearly are. They had a really good forum thread on the actual product with people just asking questions. Does it cut metal? Does it do this? Does it do that? And there's actually someone from Best Gear answering, going like, yeah, it'll cut paper. No, it won't cut metal. Yeah, the software's here. Oh, you got a problem? You know, let's carry it out and chat. And it's all out in the open, sort of almost like it's an eBay thing. So yeah, in the end, it's a pretty impressive service. Now, the unfortunate bit is outside of 3D printers and the odd tool like ultrasonic cleaners and stuff, they don't have too much for scale modeling. They don't sell models. They don't sell all the tools we need. And I kind of wish they were almost like a Hobby Link Japan, but you know, like Chinese and American source stuff, because that would just be absolutely amazing. So it is what it is. And it's slowly but surely coming back together. Oh, better check that I can untighten. Oh no, it might have been sunken into. Nah, that's fine. I could tune it. That's alright. It's just a little deeper into the heatsink, which in the end is probably going to be a good thing. So I'm not too sure if I want to put the backplate on because I'm going to be expecting a replacement motherboard from Best Gear. So I'm going to put these screws in the box. I'm just going to just clip this in. So that back end will stay open. I don't know if I'll ever close it, period. My Twitch, or at least the viewing platform I'm looking at is like Clockwork. Yeah, fuck you, Clockwork. I'm going to reboot my stream there because it seems to have lagged on the laptop that I'm viewing. It does not necessarily mean that it's actually lagging. I hope it's not lagging. Well, it is what it is. I need to put the bottom nut there. Screw in here. It's loading its poor little guts out, saying there's 0 viewers, which is not true. But it looks like we're back. It's not laggy. I'm moving stuff around. I'm talking. It's very recent. I'm looking at myself in the eyes. It's very, very weird. So, yeah, fuck it. That's screwed in enough. This has been very interesting. I've been able to talk about my laser cutter. But yeah, what I'm super excited about is if it can cut masks, that's going to be revolutionary. That's going to do some really cool stencily, detailed paint work by putting a bit of masking sheet on the perspex, getting it chopped up, applying it on the model, and just having all sorts of awesome graphics going that are designed or downloaded. Gunpla Builders World Cup's not going to like that. Number 2 is getting a piece of a model, putting it there and burning it up 10 times to get an indent of like a logo, numbers, writing, all sorts of interesting things. That could be very, very cool. And the most ambitious of them all is getting 1 mil and half mil styrene sheets, putting it there and getting very detailed cuts of tiny pieces or strips to glue on models. Now, it's not going to cut all the way through. I hope it's not going to melt the plastic. Though what I'm hoping it's going to do is leave an indent sharp and thinner enough that I can just snap it or run a knife through the groove and then snap it, because all you have to do is coarse styrene sheeting with a knife and it just gets a really weak point. It's the path of least resistance. Snaps. So if I can get that going, that is going to be very, very cool. Now, on the other side of the motherboard, I better put those bolts in, because that's going to be important for when it's actually moving and stuff. Not to actually shake and push itself out of calibration. Fuck. That happens. Tool just slides out of your hand. So that's important to have, and I'll just have the back one that's either going to be 1 bolt or no bolts at all, and I can access it and muck around with it. We've got 1 screw. Might need to take a toilet break, but I haven't been doing this for long. Half an hour. Yeah, it's not too bad. So yeah, half an hour, and we've covered the burner. We've talked about the burner. We've talked about best gear. As I mentioned, a bit about my Facebook and whatnot, though that's recently. This new hack job that I've got, well, it's not really a hack job. This new job that I've got flagged is a newish one. About a fortnight or a week ago, that was the big one, but that was talked about. I have an idea who's done it. It is people that I used to collaborate and work with, and things just didn't get along, and we parted ways. Unfortunately, it seems they've been done in very, very bad terms. Unfortunately, I was requested to leave the community, though I think that was not quite enough for them, and they either want more resources or they just want me to stop scale modeling, or at least in the public sphere through art and Facebook and social media and YouTube and all that sort of thing. Though they might think I might still be intending to do competitions and events and displays and cons and all that sort of thing. This unfortunately means that I have to walk away from the role I had with Gunpla Builders Australia and the wholesaler of Bandai and all that sort of thing. All of that's dried up and disappeared, and my role in running workshops and community and fanfare, all that sort of stuff with the Australian community, that's all gone. The majority of the people in the Australian community who are part of Gunpla Builders Australia, a lot of good people. Scott does a wonderful job running it. There's other people that got all sorts of things they want to do, and it's just sort of a shit show for attention and competitions and workshops and all that sort of thing. It was easy to bump me off. So, do I really need to put that in? Yeah. This is really, really, really tricky. Kind of wish I put it in before I closed it. Use tweezers. Tweezers to the rescue. I'm going to have a quick break. I'll be back in 5 minutes, and then I'll get some tweezers. Eventually, what I want to do is I'm going to cut a video that is going to be explaining projects and all my social media and what I'm all about and things like that. And when I take quick breaks, I can transition to that or have another window or something. And it could just be a frame of me talking and going, hey, you know, check this out and check that out. Did you know I do this and all that other stuff? Dog's barking again, so the cats are back in the backyard, obviously. Why am I doing it off camera? I could do it on camera. We could dig through my toolbox together. Assume that's more interesting than not seeing anything. The toolbox is very messy, and there's a lot of things in here I never use, and I seriously need to pull it apart and sort my shit out, but you know, it is what it is. And I need better tweezers than this. I sell better tweezers than what I got. And there's some things that are really rough, and I've got a storeroom out back. It's full of all these tools and airbrushes and parts and all sorts of stuff, and I'm slumming it in here with what I got. And I've actually got a hobby shop in my living room. I've gone a long way from when I was just a casual guy on YouTube that couldn't even airbrush right, and now I've got a whole bloody airbrush empire going on. So yeah, going back to the trouble I've been having, and that just slid in so easily. So yeah, after all the trouble I've been having, I've sort of decided to just distance myself from the Australian community and focus internationally. I have a lot of people of the lower demographic end of things, Southeast Asia and parts of the United States and whatnot, and sort of teaching how to get some quality results out of scale modeling without spending a lot of money, and putting together tool sets and reviewing the cheapest things on eBay and Amazon and all that sort of stuff, pulling apart $10 airbrushes. And those results have just been really, really positive, and people get fantastic results. Because you do have this elitism that of people, you know, you must use an Iwata rig, or you must spend this much on a equipment or something. So my goal of trying to get as many airbrushes as possible and reviewing and testing them all and doing lines and painting models and achieving results and entering competitions and stuff, I just want to show that it's about how you tune, use the equipment, and utilize creativity. I reckon something like this $100 tool, that just seems to be a cool thing to burn little images into updating stuff if you're a craftsperson that makes keychains and do anime cons and whatnot. You know, you'd sell some stuff and make a bit of money. Or to the initiated modeler, I reckon if you can get 3 to 4 different uses and use it multiple times for multiple projects in scratch building and modeling and bases and stuff, that this is a sustainable tool to get. Now, since there is a few problems and stuff, if I can resolve those problems, film it and show how much time, resources, and do all the legwork for you guys, it could be a really handy tool that no one else is using or talking about yet. And that's that's going to be really, really cool. So that's in. I need to get these two in. I'll get one more in, and I'm going to call it quits on this thing, because I just started pulling stuff off at random. I probably might not even have had to take that one off, but you know, it is what it is. Fuck. Shit. I got something in my eye. All these issues always happen when there's a live stream, and unfortunately, because I haven't been able to share this on Facebook, I might actually ask a friend to put a link up, or someone to put a link up tomorrow when I do my big one, which would just be another one like this one. Yeah, get just someone to share it or something. I might track down where Gundam Builders Association is and go, hey guys, I'm back. Come play with me on my stream. and see if any of those guys are interested. Though I think just the time that I'm doing it is because it's the time when I'm able to get at the bench. It's probably not ideal for many other people to be viewing in the English speaking side of the world. But you know what? Fuck it, whatever. I don't care. It's when I feel like doing this. Cause, I got home after a long week of work, double days and stuff, and I got home at about 6 a.m., 6, 7 a.m. I walked through the door, up all night from work and whatnot, working my 4 days in the city. Get home, just crashed in bed and slept like 10, 11 hours. Woke up and just done cleaning and moping around, caught up on a little bit of anime. Thursdays is just my laundry relax day. I watched 3 or 4 shows. That's all the TV I got in the whole week. Spent my 2 hours doing that, eating, prepared meal, cleaned up, prepared some other stuff, did a bit of work on the business, and I procrastinated for hours and hours and hours and hours. And now I'm finally here doing this stream, and I also got a video to make for tomorrow, which I'm procrastinating super bad on. Most of it's done. I've just got about a minute to shoot, render, edit, upload, tag, but it doesn't have to be up until midday Friday. It's 4 a.m. Friday, so that's probably it's going to be late. I only need a few hours sleep, wake up, and then I'm going to hit the studio again and do this shit all over again. So I'm only going to put one screw in. This wall is not really important for anything, but I can access everything from this wall. So I'm only going to put in one nut, and that's this done. We'll do some inking. I might have a bit of a play at the Fumina, because that's a project that's been put on the side. I've got a tank that I'm working on, so I'll put it here. A Brumba, this SPG German tank. Airbrush a bit of that tomorrow. I won't do that on stream. I sort of need to fix my camera mount a bit, and I can do airbrush streams. But I also need to set up my tablet and do some other things, and I'm just not in the mood to do that. Oh, when you get this, it also comes with this very cool toolbox. You have the software, grip thing, instructions, safety glasses, and a pen for colouring and stuff, and a bunch of materials to do test burnings. So I've just finished that. It's pretty good. It's something I needed to do. Doing it on camera is just interesting and talking about it. So I hope for those who backtrack and watch this and stuff, you found it interesting. So, and the reason why I got a wallet is I'm going to do this up as a gift for a friend. He opened the shop, Gundams Plus. I know he's not going to watch your screen. And I want to have the logo and the robot of his business and the logo there, because his wallet's rat shit. It's falling apart, and he can own a wallet that actually has his company details on it. And if that comes out really well, hey, in my little business, I can sell Otaku wallets or something. I could do wallets for other friends as well. You know, put some like hentai art or a dick and balls or something, and just besides modeling, you do all sorts of silly and juvenile things to it. So I'll show the sides. It's so tiny. It's so cute. If it was working properly, that would have been absolutely awesome. And even if I can't get this one working, I'm probably just going to buy another one. And if I do get it working, I'll probably even sell them. I'll buy them, I'll set them up, I'll fix them and sell them more with the guarantee that it is 100% working and that you're paying more money because it's being tuned for those who don't have time, the tech skill, or can't be bothered. And that's what it's all about. It's not about the money. It's about making sure the experience people have in the hobby is a positive experience. Dust and debris and all that sort of stuff can gunk up. Now, the disadvantage from pulleys to screws is when screws gunk up, they gunk up, and then that just pushes out of calibration and it won't be able to operate for nuts. It does need to be sealed and packed away. And so I've kept all of its packaging. Twitch says you can't unbox things, and now there's a boxing review, so I hope they're not thinking it's boxing and they're going to ban me or something. I could say, nah, I'm not unboxing, I'm putting shit in a box. So there we go. That's all sorted. Put that away, and we'll get some material out. You also may notice I back away from the camera weirdly. I'm not wearing pants. Why? No one wears pants on video. It's just a thing that you don't do. Where's my enamel? And we've got some toilet paper there too, so cool. Okay, sip of water. Oh, all this talking used to make my voice coarse. It is pretty cool. I got this from my very first job, which happens to be a sponsor now, just in the electronics screwdriver set. Thought I might have needed it. Obviously did. Man, that laser cutter is just so nicely designed. I seriously hope I get it working. It is something I would love to promote, use, and all that sort of stuff. So we've got some black wash. I want to dry this up a bit. Probably also use a brown wash. I'm using some gum tapes in this. I can smell it. Oh, let's see. It might be a bit too thin. I'll do a test piece. The last, oh no, that's perfect. Oh yeah, that works. That works too well. Shit. So the last stream I did, and that stream was great. It was the perfect stream. Every other like decent stream I've done is on the PhD Manchild channel, and one day I'm going to probably. Oh, what happened? Just all sort of disappeared. There we go. Nice, lovely. All the decent streams that I think are of any use and people could enjoy watching later, or just enjoying just large, copious contents of me completely talking and modeling and just doing stuff. Oh my god. Oh, that's disappointing. The Gundam marker has actually gone through, and is that the Gundam marker or something else? I think that's the Gundam marker. Oh no. I use a Gundam marker to make a mark. And I don't think I've used black on this. I'm going to have to go back and just touch on the tiniest amount of paint to cover up that little marking I've done. That's a huge oversight of mine. Nah, that is not good. We'll fix it in the stream, so that's alright. That's not a big deal. Does this have it? No, that's... Ah, it's on the other side. Shit. Mind you, the inkling's doing well. It's not going across the panel line, so that's not too bad. And that bit's ever so slightly crooked, so the arm position's going to be crooked, but it's just going to look like it's naturally bending into position. Since it'll be holding the one position, it's not such a big deal. Not a problem at all. So that gets put aside. As soon as we're done inking this collection of bits, we will fix that. Okay. So yeah, the last video we did, we focused a lot on weathering, and we were weathering the Victory Gundam. And yeah, the big thing I want to do is assemble the Victory Gundam. So that's all the Victory Gundam bits and pieces. We use multiple methods to weather it, and since then I have top coated it, and it just needs final assembly, mounting on the base, and it's ready for displaying, making a video. Though I've got nowhere to display it because I don't have a fucking platform with an audience anymore. Anyone who is watching it, but by then, wouldn't be a lot of people and things are being resolved. I have a Pinterest. And I think Pinterest is going to be where I'm going to have the bulk of my stuff. I'll be uploading everything on Google Plus, and you'll be like, "Why using Google Plus? No one uses Google Plus." Everything that's on Google Plus is optimized by Google. So when you search for things, it has a preference, even though it's not advertised. And a lot of people ignore that fact. And if I put all my stuff there with description, gunpla, this, that, blah, 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 and then the YouTube link, it's, putting stuff out there for people when they're looking for it. So if anyone out there who's watching this really long thing and you've got a YouTube channel and you post things in other social media and all of that sort of thing, spare a thought and spend a little bit of time posting everything to Google Plus in the imaging section, and fill it up with tags and all sorts of things, because for using Google Plus, Google wants you to use Google Plus, but everyone hates it and abandons it. But if you show it a little bit of love, your audience won't notice it, but Google will give you a little bit of a precedence for anyone that is Googling things like Tamir accent color tutorial, or master grade Sananju, blah blah blah. Yours will be ranked significantly higher for people looking for reference and artwork and all that sort of thing. And since I'm looking at diversifying my content and stuff, I found that out doing some research, and that was very cool. This attacks that I've been getting, blessing in disguise. I don't want them to know that, though. I don't even think they're gonna watch this. It's a secret between you and me, baby. Okay. So what I think I might do with this is, because it's really delicate work, is top coat it, do more work, top coat it again. Though I might not. I'm really liking just how the black is standing out, so I might end up not using the brown. This just seems to be working out really well. I've just got a really nice mix rocking at the moment, which I'm really, really happy about. I had it a bit too thick when I was doing it last week, and I had to do a bit of a cleanup. Though the results are still good. I was running on resin. Things are a bit different, though. This is a little harder than resin, so I'm glad that the mix is just absolutely perfect. And it's just picking up all the detail nicely. Nice. And this collection of parts is almost done. So yeah, my goal is to get affiliate status on Twitch. I want to do Twitch at least once a week, and eventually they're looking for affiliates, not partners, to have ads and other privileges and stuff. I think that could just, most importantly, it's a new way to be interactive with my audience that follows me around the internet. Two, it's going to be helpful for the community for learning and teaching and all that sort of stuff. And finally, I could actually net some monetary value out of it. And it's not about that, though it is a pretty sweet little bonus. So I'm gonna see if I can make this work. Not really into games, so it is strange to be on a gaming platform. It just seems to work really well in gathering an audience, and most people who gunplay also game. Though I might do the odd gaming stream here occasionally. I am very partial to the old Pokemon games. I think playing an emulator or something occasionally could be a bit of fun, and just adding a tad of a idiotic commentary. Chuck that on there, PhD Manchild, edit it up and all that sort of thing. There's one more part there. I think I might need to add a brown. Don't know. Think about it. Yeah, this Providence, I'm heavily modifying it, painting it candy color, being really neat with it, applying definition after how well the greys came out, and just going all out on this build. Where's my drink? Eliminated all my water, so once parched, I'm going to have a second quick run out of about 2 minutes and grab another beverage. Yeah, might need to chuck some brown in there as well with the black. I'm also a bit of an idea. I'm going to have a trip. I'm going to go travel to Japan at the end of the year and go to Osaka for 2 weeks to just party, relax, play, buy things, check things out, meet people. And what I'm thinking is I'm going to be take a bit of a risk with this trip. And I'm going to give the details of where I'm going to be when I am, start a Facebook group and see if other people in other countries want to come and party at the same time at the same hotel. And just get a couple of modelers who are, YouTubers or whatever. They want to just band together and, do something for a few days and collaborate on something. That could be pretty cool. I'm taking a few loose friends along. Not going to be staying with them, but we'll be staying in the same area. Just get together for drinks and whatnot. I'm planning this to be like a backpacking trip. It's going to be as cheap as humanly possible if I can find tickets under $1,000. And I could stay myself there really, really cheap. Buy a few things to sell back in Australia that's on the rare side of things. Put this collection of parts away. No. I need to repaint those bits and pieces. That's why I cleaned and closed things. So, invite a few people, party, have a bloody good time, and just see how things go. Though I'm not looking to buying kits or bits and pieces and stuff. Things that I can review, tools, airbrushes, that sort of thing. I might bring back an Awada or something. But, just have a lot of fun. I've been to Japan 3 times and I made videos about it every time I'm gone. There will be, check out all these cool shops and kits and all that sort of thing. Though I don't think there'll be anything new that I can make on that front. Shit, I am almost out of this paint. Though Metro Hobbies is going to open this. I forgot to post that picture online. Oh, man. Metro is opening very shortly in Melbourne. And there we go. That goes on nice and thickly. We'll let that level. So I'll be able to be buying lacquers again. So I used to buy lacquers from Andrews. Now, unfortunately, the community that's chasing me around and causing me problems, I can't go to the hobby shop that's actually really close to my bloody home. Though I can go to this one because it's huge. It's in the city. I work in the city, and there's just, they don't care. They just take customers. I know people who work there, the guy that owns it. David May, big shout out to you, man. Love your business, love Metro, love Hearns Hobbies, love all the big hobby shops around Australia. But yeah, that's done. But yeah, excited for them when they reopen because they had just an awesome catalogue and they're generally priced pretty well. There's been controversies and things over the years and whatnot, but they used to be the Victorian Hobby Centre on Swanston Street near Flinders Street train station, the heart and the centre of Melbourne, and Flinders Street train station is the central train hub of the state of Victoria, which is the city I live in. And now I used to travel into the city from when I was very young every school holidays with a friend named David. He introduced me to modelling when we were in primary school, went into high school. I'd visit his place on the weekends, and there was a hobby shop near our place near a train station called Snowy Mountain Hobbies. They had a second-hand section where they would sell cheap kits really, really cheap. So they're really old and they're too old and not detailed enough for adults to want to build them for competitions and stuff. So I will build and buy all sorts of stuff for around the $10 mark, paint it with enamels, there's tanks, planes, all sorts of things. Slowly got into Warhammer. And once every school holidays, we'll go to the city to visit the two big legendary hobby shops there. Hearns Hobbies, which is underneath Flinders Street Station. It's been there for more than 80 years. And the Victorian Hobby Centre, which is this dark, dingy place upstairs on top of a bank around the corner from the entrance of the train station. And that was just an awesome place. It was also the home of Darryl Williams, an influential scale modeler who's been in the industry for 30 years, does an article in Model Art Australia. He's a good mate of mine over the years, though you'd imagine that visiting the shop all the time. Eventually, about when I achieved adulthood, I would go there a lot more often. Though I scored a job in the city in an iconic place of a position I won't talk about, though it's something that's very well known and a part of the local scene, being, city culture and all that sort of stuff. So I've got this job, and it requires me to be in the city 4 to 5 days a week, day shift and night shifts. And I would be virtually in there every single day. I'd come in early, grab a bite to eat, and I could be in there for up to an hour at some hobby shop. So I was always somewhere. If I needed to buy something, I was really spoiled. And it got to the point where there was 4 to 5 hobby shops in the city within walking distance of each other. It was just so close to being like Japan or parts of Asia. It was just amazing. And I was good mates with all the places there and got to hang out and sit and have a drink and just chat to people and stuff. And unfortunately, we're down to only 2 decent hobby shops, soon back to 3. One is owned by a very close friend, Dante, at Animasia. And he actually set up a modelling corner, a place we could just sit and build. And he has me sitting there for a couple of hours, a couple of days a week before work. And I would work, airbrush, build a kit purely in his shop and video the whole process to promote him. As well as just, when I'm away from home, I've got another modelling station. Answer people's questions, seeing modelling. It's just really, really good fun. Just talk to anyone in and out. Made good friends with regular customers. Good friends got to see me. A few people that watch my videos are going, hey, watching you live, man, that's awesome. All that sort of stuff. And I'm still doing that. And I'm working on a master grade Strike Rouge. And there's going to be a whole video on that. And I'm documenting the whole process from runners to finished, airbrushed, polished, deckled, weathered, everything. So it's going to be a very long video. And I've been at that for about 6 months. And it's just like, so back in the day on YouTube, you had these let builds. And just someone would just sit there, speed run it, or sit there and break it up in multiple parts and just snap a kit. Cut, cut, cut. Clear, snap, cut, snap, there, stickers, snap, 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 done. If they had like an attractive personality, like, watching a really good, let's play of a video game thing, yeah, it was all right. Though, if they were very boring, no one really watched it. And eventually that genre, or at least from the big YouTubers, as far as I know, I don't watch a lot of modeling content anymore, it just died out. And I thought, I'm going to do the odd let's build, but I'll do it properly and cut it up, edit it, just put this ton amount of work, make it an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, and just show everything. So if you want to know every step of building a model, you can sit down, you can indoctrinate yourself and go, okay, that's the start, just like me. That's the finish. This is everything he used, bought, built, whatever. And just have that and have a couple of videos of different models. So I think when I'm done with the strike, I'd like to do a perfect grade. I think that would be crazy. But I also want to do something that's non-Gundam, like a tank or a plane or something. But that's in the long run. Though there's another master grade that he's got on the shelf for a long time that I'm eyeing off. That it's not really a traditional Gundam. I think it's like the G Fighter or the G Bull or something like that. It's like half Gundam, half tank. It looks really cool. It's really, really old. And once I finish the strike, if it's still sitting there on the shelf, I'll just yank it off, start building, and then just leave it in the shop. Though the last one I built, the Greys, that is on the shelf, and it's actually for sale that you could buy and display at home. So if anyone's looking for to own commission models and stuff, and you like Iron-Blooded Orphans, and you want something that's out of the box as per anime and all that, that's an item you can go out and grab. So these little bits and pieces, they've been inked as I'm talking, so I can put them back, let them dry. They can be top coated and bagged later. I don't think I can do much more weathering on it. And we've got inner frame bits for the skirt armor and all that. And yeah, actually, I better lay them down instead of propping them up because they have a tendency of breaking and popping and falling off and stuff. So there we go. And I better check the other pieces too. These parts just fly off like crazy. Nah, they're all safe. Awesome. So this whole stream, we haven't really gotten much in the way of an audience. It's probably the wrong time, wrong night, wrong all that sort of thing. It is 4 in the morning. I've been streaming for an hour and 10 minutes. It's whatever. It doesn't matter. I am not incredibly fussed whatsoever. We will eventually build our audience. I've only got about 40 followers. I'm for the talk about the thing about the affiliate that I'm interested in achieving the affiliate status. I think a lot of people already know that because people who watch watch Twitch also do a bit of Twitch themselves. You need to have 50 people followers, 3 people watching, stream for about 8 hours over a period of 30 days. Maintain each stream around 3 people watching, and stream at least 7 times or 6 times, 8 times in 30 days. I maintain about 2-hour streams. I intend to stream once for 2 hours every week. For the week that it takes to attain it, I'll do 2 streams a day or something, or stream, stop, then stream again. Cheating. But before I do that, I go, all right, this is the month that I want to achieve affiliate status link. I can just budget to have the time to do 2 streams a week and get it done. But I won't do that until I have more followers. And by getting more followers, I have to advertise on social media, which I don't have access to because I've been flagged and removed. Though once I've got access to that again, and I've been streaming consistently and get to be known for someone who streams, building up an audience will be easy. But just being locked out of Facebook is so frustrating. It made me so angry. And Facebook is just not making it easy. Their customer service is garbage. What's the problem this time is they're saying, yeah, flagged, all this sort of stuff. We need evidence of who you are. Send us a picture, send you this document, and we're going to look at it. And Googling other people have had the problem. They said, it could be 24 hours. Though most of the time, you're going to be waiting 2 weeks, maybe more, or worst case scenario, it just never happens, and you just have to start a new Facebook all over again. This new Facebook I've got, I've only been on it for 2 weeks. I've done very little on it. And when I tried joining a heap of modeling groups, it stopped me from doing page and groups and all that sort of thing. So it's sort of been nerfed significantly. But I've been focusing in other areas. Views haven't dropped on my videos, which is good. Though what has dropped is new people discovering me. But, that's all right. Though that's also because I've lost all of my Facebook assets, and everywhere I've ever post, shared, whatnot is just gone. But we can rebuild that from scratch. So that's not a bad. That's not a big deal. And a lot of groups that I've been banned from, I've been back on. And if I just cut back to shit posting, I'll probably be able to stay around and share videos and all sorts of things. And the mods and admins hopefully won't notice as like, hey, we banned the Mokanaman and he's back, because you're on there as your real name. And so I'll be able to just not kick up a stink. And that won't be too hard, because just anyone that kicks up a stink, just ban immediately, unless they're an admin or moderator or something. And then, they know and they go, hey, you banned me, I'm blocking you. You blocked me, I'm banning you from my group, or some crap like that. Politics in modeling, it's an absolute pain, is it not? So, this is all... and the end goal of all this, I've mentioned in that video about the problems I had on Facebook and all that. The main reason why it just urges me that I've been driven out of the Australian community is I'm running a business. It's called the Salt Mine Hobby Shop. I sell mostly tools, secondhand kits, and occasionally kit parts. I buy off people snapped Gundams, built Gundams, broken Gundams, Gundams with missing parts, and I just offer them really, really, really cheap for people to buy a few parts, kit bashing, modifying, whatnot. I found some people, they buy a pile of Gundam, they build it, they display it, and then they eventually pile it up in the storage container and throw it in the bin or a landfill. And I'm thinking, no. Give those to me, and I'll give you a token amount of money or some tools or a kit or something. And they're like, oh yeah, no problems. And then I'm getting these tubs and tubs and tubs of built and broken Gundams and stuff, and I'm going to people going like, hey, you're buying 2-3 kits to make one Gundam? How about like 6 built Gundams for $50 or something, or a built master grade for $10 or $20? And they're like, oh, I need another strike. I've lost the weapon or broke one joint or something. I don't have to buy a whole new kit for $50, $80, $100. Spend $10 and I've got it. And I sit on these things, and they come, they go. I make a bit of profit on the side. Though the goal in the end is to do this semi-professionally, so I could spend more time in it. And I'll be buying a machine. I'm going to get molds made overseas. And the end goal, which it's not the end goal, but the end goal that I want to achieve this year is to start selling my own design, manufactured, injected model kits and aftermarket parts. The model kits are not going to be substantial or sophisticated. They're going to be sort of like your $10 style, no grades, 80s technology type of kits. That's the best that I can achieve with the resource that I have. There's a lot of people like building that sort of stuff, and it's going to be a unique design built by me. And then you'll have Kotobukiya style aftermarket parts that you can apply to your kits. So I'm going to build those. I'm going to wholesale them, manufacture them, retail them, and do stuff that just people want or that people are just going to immediately gravitate to or just find really useful. And it's something that I'm also going to like and apply on my models as well and build the designs and or the finished model and whatnot, and use it as the promotion pieces. So I'm really excited about it, and just being an actual model manufacturer that and an aftermarket model manufacturer, that's just going to be absolutely crazy. And I've already done this, have I not? Do it again. I have definitely done that, yeah. Just a little more thinner in those pistons. And away you go. I think most of these get covered by armor anyway. Some of it gets seen because I've heavily modified it and I've got armor being removed and all that sort of stuff. Though wash it and detail it and do all the work just in case if any of it is visible because, hey, I don't know. Alright, that worked out really, really well. It's looking great. I love this colour. It's from Mr. Paint. I think it's from Poland, Ukraine. One of those Eastern European Slavic countries, at least. These are done. These get put away. And then I think I shall disappear for 2 minutes and grab some water to drink before we keep going. Whew. Back. And this is the last of the bits that need to be inked. And then I will move on to... That's actually everything I need to do that's important. I need to assemble them and film it, and I'll do that at the end of this stream. But I will just do a little bit on Femina and have a quick look at some of these boxes to just remind myself what I'm doing with them as a very big project, being the victory is coming to an end. I need to jump onto something new. After April we're entering, May, the Providence becomes very important because it needs to be finished early June to enter it into Model Expo and put it on display. So I'll do a couple of smallish things, and there's something I want to give to a friend and need to get it finished, which is a Zaku. The Zaku shouldn't take any more than 2 weeks to paint and whatnot and all that sort of stuff. I'm just sick of these Super Fuminas just sitting around for almost 2 years now. So I'm going to get them finally done so I can start doing the China guy and the other Fumina kits and all that sort of stuff. I want to do all the Fuminas because I'm just I'm weird that way. I mean, yeah, the frame arm girls are cool, but you know, man, those Super Fuminas, it's actually Gunpla, for fuck's sake. And like Build Fighters Try didn't really do it for me. That series frustrated me. It was alright though. The OVAs were terrible. But it's just such a novel idea. And modifying them was just so much fun because I think what really attracted me to it is out of the box, it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. And putting a ton of work into it, it just makes it into a different brand of terrible but fun terrible. So I finally get that done. I did an out of the box one. I've done a school uniform one. and I wanted to do one where she's in her sports crop top clothing thing. So you got, the free versions of her from the anime, and just have it as like some sort of honor guard thing. And then they've released more kits of her, and I was like, well, gonna have to buy them. That's what's gonna be the case. No, I think the one from the OVA where she's the full armor Gundam or something. I don't have that one, but as soon as it's the P Bandai thing. I don't care too much about P Bandai. I modify, scratch build, 3D print. I go to all sorts of absurd lengths to build finished kits and customize them and stuff. Though that one has a couple of unique parts and stuff to make a unique finish, and it's sort of a case of, hey, if I come across it, I'll build it. If I'm to never see it, that's not too bad. And finished the video because I wanted to do the thing where it's videoed all three projects next to each other. And I wanted to do it while it was still a new product, and now it's like, old, gone, lost, forgotten, not relevant no more. So, jumping on that popularity thing, that boat's long gone, but, I could still finish it and show it off as, hey, look at all this crazy modifying and building. And a lot of modelers did all sorts of crazy, awesome, and fun projects in the Fuminas and done all sorts of crazy customs, and they just saw the same fun that I saw in it. So it's not like I'm the only weirdo that's jumping on that bandwagon. There's many of us out there. But in the end, this is just a fun thing, It's like, I hate the term Gunplayers Freedom. It's a super restrictive community. It's going through all sorts of growing stages and stuff, like the IPMS and the armor people, the aircraft people, all that sort of thing. It's going through. It's sort of like a stage where it's in social media. There's a lot of younger people. There's a lot of frustrated older people. The younger people are sort of slowly taking over. And it's a big mess. And Bandai is in a big mess as well, as they're looking for a way to, be relevant, make a lot of money. They've got the Star Wars IP, and Star Wars is a big thing, and that's just exploding like crazy. Though Gunpla is a thing that's slowly becoming stale, and it's just been on the forefront for 30-odd years. And they put a lot of effort into Iron-Blooded Orphans, and even though it was great and it's popular and it sold well and whatnot, what was invested in it was considered to be tanked on the anime scene. In the merchandise scene, I think it looks like it has done very, very well, being built by people who love the series and are pretty met about it. They ended with Iron-Blooded Orphans, which is the biggest thing that they've had for a long time since 00. And they need something new and big. And the OVAs are doing very well. Unicorn finished. You got, Origin finished, and it's leading to something else. Origin's still going on. I don't know. I'm not even up to date with Origin. I watched Origin for the first time like a couple of months ago, which is a bit of a joke. So much for being, a fair weather Gundam fan. I mean, people that are not even Gundam fans watched it all and went, hey, that's kind of cool. I was very scared to watch it, to tell the truth, so I didn't want to touch it immediately. Being a big fan of the original 0079 anime, I just thought that they would ruin the expansion of all the characters that I really love. But they've done a good job of it. Would you see how it keeps going, and if it just cuts the mustard and goes up to snuff or not. And that is the last of the inking. There's perfect consistency, wipe back the excess. So the thing with inking is, if you got the right consistency, it's apply, absorb, place. perfect. If it's the wrong consistency, that's when you have to apply, mess around, wipe, remove the excess, all that sort of thing. You want to save time, you thin it to the right consistency, and you do it really quick. If you don't, most people do the whole reverse wash, wiping back thing, and they go, well, what do you clean up with? And I was like, well, half the time I don't even, because consider the thinning. The quickest way around it. It's Kawaguchi, watching him model. He does stuff the most efficient way possible. And that's just really, really cool. Oh, cold water. So, that's all done and said. Reclaim. Well, I'm pretty stingy. Clean up. Organize. Put this away. We'll do a bit more weathering. Top coat it. Call it finished tomorrow. Still got the victory. I think the victory will be the main attraction of the stream. Going to paint my tank. And if I feel like it, I'll probably also do something short on Sunday. But yeah, I just really wanted to stream tonight, even though I should be doing YouTube. Just really felt like streaming. Turned it on, and it's just it's really working out. I'll wipe this out so I can use it later. Put it away. Still nobody. I think it proves that when I did my first stream, I put it up on Facebook, and people just gravitated to it. And I had at least a couple of people jump on, just doing it unannounced, and my 40 followers just not aware of it. I'm talking to an open, empty internet. It's being archived and put away, so people watch it in the future and go, "You're a fucking idiot. What are you doing?" It's not about the audience, it's not about the money, it's not about the sponsorship, it's about the fun and the community. Jesus. That's that. Put this away, put this away, put this away, put this away. Oh, airbrush, this thing's fucked, so I might make a video on how to fix it. I also feel like doing a video. I felt really bummed and I've been sort of struggling this year. And since I've sort of gotten harder in the modelling, feeling really good at the moment. And I've just got the drive to model and video and all sorts of things. I found something to do. Ho, ho, ho. What do you guys think of that? Isn't that cool? Think a little bit of polishing is in order. 2,000 grits here. Yeah, I think I need to use 2,000 grit. Do I have more sandpaper in here? Really need to sort out my sandpaper situation. Might do that instead of mucking around with the Fumina. Oh, that's important. There we go. So we're going to polish. Now I don't have to polish it too finely because that's for the final polishing. We just need to get the dust off. Take that off. Experimented with a new... Oh, it's a little dusty. That's all right. Need to sand the dust out, the lumps, the imperfections, the painting mistakes. But the most important thing that we need to sand out is the masking mistakes. Because I used floor polish. Not again, dog. Shut the fuck up. I'm sick of your shit. I love my dog. I'm not abusive or anything. It's just when I'm filming, don't shout. 4 in the morning, you wake the neighbours up. I'm going to wake the fucking neighbours up. Oh, God, it's almost 5. I haven't made a video. I haven't even gone to sleep yet. Nah, whatever. Not going to sleep much. Can sleep in. Not working tomorrow. It was my weekend. Since I'm working Saturday, I can't go out Friday. So I'll probably go out and laugh or hang out with some friends or something. Though since I'm working Saturday, that sort of just absolutely murders your social life. So the top's not too bad. It's the side that's probably the issue. There's a bit of black crap here, so that needs to be cleaned up. There's a couple of issues that need to be slightly neatened up. And when it's, I think once I sand it back, I'm going to neaten up some of the bits and pieces tomorrow. Maybe tonight. Yeah, tonight. And then I'm going to top coat it about a dozen times, do a final polish, and then put some decals on it. I should have the decals in my salt mines. I'll buy it from myself. I'm pretty brutal when I sell to myself. I sell it at full price. So that way I've got the money to buy more stock and stuff. Like friends and stuff, I give them discounts and whatnot. For myself, I'm brutal. Unnecessarily brutal. You think that'd be like, benefits if you own a hobby shop to yourself. You'd be like, oh, this would be in my collection. This is for the customers. That's for my collection. Mate, Daryl Williams, who owns now Gundams Plus, he has to sell model kits to himself. His wife will kill him if, money's being siphoned off to his personal collection and not being used for the customers. Yeah, I've kind of got the discipline for that now, so that works out. I've been operating that for the Australian scene for a while now. Now, you'd be surprised the amount of different people that shop with me for the tools and stuff. I sold an airbrush rig to a fursuiter at a science fiction comic toy event. And they asked you questions about, more art stuff. It was like, can I use Copic markers and all that? I was like, well, no, but just put, drafting ink in it. And they're like, oh, that's genius. And I'm like, well, yeah, actually, that's kind of work. A few, like, prop makers and some steampunk people and whatnot. So, yeah, I think this is up to snuff. Got some paint out. I need a little bit of black. Black, light blue. The red's good. Blue's good. It's black and light blue. Oh, hang on. I might say that. But this is generally going to be matted, not gloss. So if there is a few, like, tiny small things or something, it won't be that noticeable. They just had these, really bad raised lines. So I got this automotive clear and applied a few thick coats of it, sanded it, and it's actually really good now. It's better than the acrylic crap that I've been using. It's just one coat of that, and like, bang, it's polishing beautifully. Can't complain whatsoever. So we'll give this a wipe down. We'll get some light blue. We'll get some black. Then we'll give it a few more coats. Sand. Decal. Oh, that needs a bit of sanding there. And there too. Sand that corner first. Way better. We'll sand next. That's a bit weird. I think that's where the finish pulled a bit. And again, being applied with the mat once it's all done and said, that'll be alright. This base is really expensive. It's a P Bandai thing or whatever, I don't know. I was just happy to spend the money because it looked cool. And I thought it would have to be all painted up and masked and stuff. And it's the amount of effort I've gone to get it to this stage is just, it's crazy. You would not believe it. So we'll dig up the paints. Light blue. That's a Tamiya black somewhere. Let's see what that's like. Yeah. That, we need that, and so we got light blue. Shake it up. Oh. This paint opener set is like the best thing. No bullshit. This is the mint blue that I used, that I talked about in the last stream. Okay. Brushes, brushes, brushes. Okay, so okay, and there's the tiniest bit of issue here. I'll build it up, and then we've got that big black blemish. And it's not going to be too awesome, and it's noticeable. Oh my luck. I think it's better to be noticeable of being a light blue than a black. We're going to have some text going over it, so should be fine. What I might do is go over it with airbrush and sort of blend it in a bit. We'll wait until it dries. We'll see how it looks, and if it's not that good, I'll blend it in a bit with airbrush tomorrow. And just shade a bit and put the letters over it, and they're clear. It'll be fine. Sometimes, you just have big fuck ups, and then you just do your best to neaten that up, hide it. Oh, we've got a viewer. Hello, viewer. And it is what it is. Neaten up the little black corners here and there. And I shall put that aside for drying. And then we will get to just an inspection of some of these boxes. Make the video. Call it quits. No, I probably don't want to be doing this for much longer. Oh, you're fucking kidding me. The black bled through a bit. Or did I touch it by mistake? That's alright. After it dries a bit, I'll just touch it up a second time. What the fuck's that gooey shit? It's probably some the finish that's lifted a bit. Okay. So we've got this edge here. It just needs to be run down. That's been picked up from sanding. There's a little bit of bleed through of light blue here. So we will just colour that in. It's gone onto the red. Wiped off with my finger. a bit quiet because I'm just really focusing to not fuck up the hand painting. Hand painting's not my strongest forte. All we're doing is just eliminating some of the little errors I've got just so it looks neater with the finished production. So I'm just gonna looking around for little things that I can just neat up. Little corners, because the original plastic's red, and red and black just contrasts beautifully with each other. So when a little bit of red comes through, it's a huge pain in the ass. I can see there's just a tiny amount here. Oh, you're fucking kidding me. Fuck! Oh. That's not a big deal. That can be fixed. You fix one thing. Oh, and blue, because we've got the edge here that needs to be neatened up. Now, there's been a tiny masking mistake here. So we'll fix that. Yeah, there's a bit of blue that needs to be fixed here. When you start really looking close, then all the mistakes start jumping out. But we'll fix the mistakes now, so we don't have to fix them later, or they'll just be noticeable, period. So yeah, the blue definitely needs touch up, and about probably a couple of more strokes to make. Excellent. Go get some blue. We'll redo the light blue. I think I'm going to dust on the light blue tonight. I'm just so shitted off with it. Just get it over and done with. So dark blue. It's probably that one. Looks like it. Oh, thank God. On the stream, it looks like there's a mark here. And when I look at it, it doesn't. So I can't look at the stream to see if there's anything wrong with my models. Another viewer. Hello, viewer. So this looks like to be a very good time to stream. People just jumping on. Though I suppose when you're streaming long enough, people just find you. When I did the odd 20-minute, half-hour stream here and there, just nothing happened. Just 2-hour ones really do the trick. So what we're doing is we're painting the Zaft logo on this action base. And I've done a lot of masking and airbrushing. And we're just cleaning up a few tiny mistakes. Just so it's not noticeable when the final top coats are finished and it's on display. So God forbid when there's any mistakes on something, people love to tell you about it and how you should have resolved it. Hey, you can only do the best that you can at the time. Sometimes when you got like a black blemish, it's best to fix it with a color that's similar. This is bullshit. When I was looking at it, the mistakes jumped out as clear as day, and now I've got blue in hand and I want to fix it. It's not as noticeable. There it is at this angle. So the bottom half looks okay. So this edge here is just really noticeable. And we'll paint the edge blue. so it's no longer bare plastic red. Cool. Do something about this mint blue. This is going to be genius. I hope this little trick impresses you guys. This is poor man's dodgy, lazy masking. So I only need to do a couple of passes with the airbrush. And I'm going to do it so it doesn't go on the black or the other colors. There we go. I'll just lift this up and put that there. Cool. And we've just got one more piece to add. Excellent. So when I just dust on from above, I'm not getting it anywhere else that's important. And that's what's important, not messing up any further. So I did achieve 3 viewers this video. So yeah, that would fall into the requirement that Twitch is looking for an affiliateship. So that's not too bad. Rebuild up that point. Shake this up. Oh fuck, my airbrush is not in operation. I'm gonna have to pull out an old Hosing or something. That's alright. Cool. I'll airbrush here and now. I'm not going to move this or anything. That should only take a couple of minutes to set up. And we'll check out Fumina. Okay. So what I've got here is a mini 12-volt compressor. We will have to unplug my other airbrush. Sorry, laptop. So what I'll do is I'm going to pause the other stream so it won't cause any problems. Um, Plug in all the power components and all that sort of thing. How cool is that? Now, I just hope, pray, my other airbrushes are up to snuff, because I've been using the Ophia for a while now, and I haven't touched my Hysings or anything. So I found my Sparmax. This is my first airbrush ever, and I will always keep it, and I'll always never get rid of it. It always comes in a pinch. It's been used. It looks like it's in pretty good nick. See how thin that is. That's pretty thin. Gonna have to thin it slightly. Need to do a homing your airbrush videos because I picked up a new few tricks to make airbrushing a bit easier. But I also thrashed the shit out of these airbrushes. This Ophia's had so much happen to it. Not funny. Alright, it's struggling a bit, but that's alright. Alright, then we dust. And then we focus a bit more in the center. And we pull back a bit. And concentrate a bit there. Thicken it up a bit. Smooth out where I hand painted. Remove the mask. We prayed and sprayed. What's this stuck to? Don't be stuck to something, mate. No! That's actually not bad. I can actually touch those up easily. Yeah, I can touch all that up. The light color is the biggest problem. But that's not too bad. That's exactly what I wanted. That was the hardest bit to fix. There's another mistake. I was looking for that mistake. Fuck! That's alright. Clean up this airbrush. Do the final neatening up. And there's a mistake there too with the red. So we'll do the red first. Then we'll do the blue. And then we'll do the black. And then this base is done. And I've fixed these really hard issues that I was not looking forward to. And for some reason, I just felt like doing it on stream. For some fucking weird reason. I don't know why. What is going on? Shit. What? I'm raging out in a video. Like, you're meant to rage when you play video games or something. I'm model rage. I've done it. I model rage all the fucking time. Though the fact that it's got caught on camera, finally. Like, I don't know anyone that, like, model rages. So I'll give this a quick clean out. This is just a quick spray. Like, the very little that I'm literally spraying is, like, not that much of a big deal. This is a huge ventilated room. Yeah, this airbrush has really copped it over the years. So now I'm down to 0 viewers. It's probably because it's lagged or something. Oh well, doesn't matter. Oh, it's still playing. Cool. I'll plug in the laptop, quickly pack this up. We'll neaten this up. I do not believe there's only 0 viewers, so I'm just going to refresh that. If it is, whatever. I'm not too fast. So yeah, that's my mini compressor. I've used it. Well, I reviewed it. But yeah, that was just really cool to just pull out and do just a very, very quick job. To 1 viewer. That's alright. Some sort of weird notification. What the fuck's that all about? New Prime Loot? What the fuck's Prime Loot? Whatever. What's my new notification? 2 achievements for the day. New day, new stream, something else. That's like beginner's achievements. That's nothing of substantial importance. So this can be put away. Do a few touch-ups. So we've got blue. God knows where black is. That stays open. This can stay over here. This comes with me. This comes with me. Red. Is this red? And we will paint red first. Then we'll do blue. Then we'll do black. And there's still a black spot there. There's something weird going on there. That's right. Deco will fix it. That doesn't look quite right. Better shake it really good. When you do this long enough, you could just look at the surface texture of paint and go, yeah, that's good, or no, there's something wrong. Okay. Yeah, the reason why I originally said oh no and I lifted up the toilet paper because I thought the paint soaked through and it stuck to the surface, that would have ruined it. The fact that all it meant was there was just a touch of paint that bled, that's not a big deal. Cool. Over here is not a big deal. Gloss coat will fix that. The blue's damaged over there, which I didn't notice when I originally was touching up the blue. So, got to be so careful. Outline it and then colour it in. And when this base is done, it's going to be dope. Probably a term I should be using on stream. It'll be a little more professional when portraying as, you know, the Mokanaman and all that sort of shit. I actually forgot. When you watch my streams, the longer I do this for, especially after spurging out there, the more informal I get. So a lot of people know my real life. I'm fairly, very, very informal. So that's it. Red's fixed. And that looks great on the stream. And because of like the gloss and all that, it looks like there's some weird blue sheen over there. That's not the case. Is there an imperfection there? No. There's also some weird discoloration there. That's not the same as the one on the stream, but that's a finish problem. That's something will be fixed with another gloss coat. Blue. I'll fix up that. Oh, you're kidding me. Now I've noticed another red issue after I've finished with the red. That's blue. Blue sorted. We'll go back to red. I might just do that one black dot for light blue and risk it, even though I've just airbrushed on it. So when there's lots of mistakes, your eyes dart around and doesn't see anything because you're looking at the most noticeable mistake. Every mistake you notice, or when you fix up multiple mistakes, then lesser mistakes appear. Because there's just so many raised surfaces. Your eye affixes to the very next mistake, and the very next mistake, and the very next mistake. So that's cool. Do black. Fix all the shit black has going for it. And then we'll just go mistake hunting. Okay. Nothing on the other side. That's cool. I have to be careful not to touch any of the light blue. So light blue is the biggest trouble that got us into this mess. Cool. Black mistakes solved. We got blue, but I'm going to just fix light blue because I'm just really, really, really anxious about that. I'm really enjoying this stream, so that's just awesome. This is a fun session. Okay, fix that tiny black blemish. There's a tiny black line along there. That didn't fix it. We're going to have to stipple it. Whatever. That's fixed. Good enough. And for this black dots, which go dots. Dot. Dot. And then we can clear it all. Might be one black mistake that I've missed. Yeah, let's touch it up. We're doing everything now. We're going whole hog. Need to put this blue tack into these holes. Black. 2 hours, my God. Okay. Oh, and this was the original black thing that I wanted to fix. Oh, man. Let's have a look back here. Cool. Fixed. And we're down to one. Oh, yeah, I could try to fix that one. Okay. Oh, there's one red thing that I sort of want to slightly touch up. What's that? When I put a ton of clear coats and then sand it, the raised surface that's from the hand painting will be smoothed out. So that would be very cool. One more stroke. One more stroke. Yes, perfect. Well, no, it's not perfect, but it's getting there. And finally, fixing the blue. I could seriously get used to doing this stream. When I started out for the first time, having all sorts of problems and whatnot, and just not sure if it was just, you know, the thing to do. But now, yeah, I think there's something to this streaming. Okay. So where the light blue is fuzzy, we paint with the dark blue. And then we'll clear coat it later. Fixed. Yes. Now all I have to do is clear it after I just do a few more spins. I'm not seeing anything besides just finish blemishes. Finish blemishes will be fixed via airbrushing, but generally with the base setup, I'm going to clear it, sand it, clear it, decal it, clear it, clear it, clear it, polish it, clear it, polish it. Done. Finished. And then I put the shit in and the Gundam can sit on it, and that's done as dust. It's done as ducks, man. And I could do that tomorrow. The a few clear coats. Automotive clear views is just so much better than the acrylic stuff. Future floor, nothing. Garbage. Oops. Move down a bit. So put this away. Quickly look at a couple of things. I'll need to prepare some sandpaper, but I think I will save that for a job for tomorrow. It'll be tomorrow's stream. Whew, I'm tired. Okay, so in my pile of shit, I've got this Hobby Link Japan thing. Alice in Wonderland folder. Whatever. Adult Droid strap set. This is for airbrushing. This is how I organise my models and stuff. And it's just all in these beautiful baggies. You get the decals, and I've got a notation of how many hours and stuff I've been working on it. Very, very cool. Pure Japanese Type 94 tankette with trailer. This is the next tank I'm painting after the Bromba. Bless me. It's finished. Cute little thing. Masking is going to be a definite. Look at the trailer, man. Like, seriously, look at that trailer. Look at the Brumba. Look at that. Crazy. Same scale. Same bloody scale. Brumba is a pretty big tank, though. Though it's not that much bigger than others. This I need to finish. 27th July 1983. Oh man, this thing's nowhere near finished. I thought I've done way more than that. My God. Now, mind you, this is some really clean work for a vintage build. One, not to brag. This is... Jesus, that's decent. There's not that much left to do. The fact that there's magnets here, I think I intended... It's magnetized to a rusty blade. I think I might have intended to magnetize the arms and the legs together, but I'm not too sure. I'll play around and see what's going on, but there's a lot of work. There's been some pinning and all sorts of things going on with that. That's going to be a sweet project when this is done. I'm kind of uplifted looking at it. Zaku Marina. I got this one for free. You see, it's all beautifully bagged up. That's ready for primer. Let's see, I've measured how long I've been working on it. Petite figure eyes set. I've done butt fuck nothing on that. I think I was like gifted that. Christmas. Don't tell anyone I shop at Hobby Link Japan. Sometimes. These are leftover parts. These are the finished parts. That's some stuff someone's given me at some point. There's a bit of sanding to do. So there's like that raised bit there. That's pretty good. That's not too bad. This is where it gets good. This has a bit more to go about it. So there's like some gnarly crack there. Fuck it. Chuck some putty on it. Why not? Why not? And next time I visit it, I just go straight into sanding. We've got some Mr. Dissolve Putty. Shake it nicely. I've thinned it up a bit. It's almost completely out. I use this stuff like crazy ever since I've been introduced to it. So we'll massage it in there nicely. And we'll spread it around. Smoothing out this guy. Oh, it's a lady. And we'll really colour it in. So I'm glad I pulled it out. At least I could do something small to help it out. Stipple it all around. Oh, there's a deep dent there. So put a nice thick gloop there. So it's going to have like this texture that's left behind by the Q-tip, but that will be easily rammed down by some sanding. Now, since all the heavy set sanding has been done, it's time so I can do some lighter sanding. Couple of tiny dints there. That can be annihilated with putty. Dent there. Putty. And so for everything, putty. So yeah, that's fine. It's whatever. How do I put this back in the bowl? I'll put it on an angle. Does it leave any... And then I put it on an angle like that. It's not leaving any putty behind. No. Cool. Close box. And I cannot look at that for like a month. Nah, I need to finish it. Soon as that victory is done, I just want to get that done. So it's just done. It's out of my life. And I've got like a ton of projects. Like these 4 or 5 is just stuff I think I can roll over quickly. I've got this giant box. I'm talking about like 1/2 meter squared, just full of half-finished stuff. I've got this really cool resin thing I've been given as a gift that I want to get done because as a gift. So I'll put that up. Put that up. Yeah, I'm keen to get back to this guy. Some cool stuff. Putty work, it's not looking at it for so long. Even the putty work has kind of impressed me. But this, like, being my first Star Wars kit, I'm keen to paint it just to see how the detail will come out. Have a look at that business. So I'm calling this a... What did this fall out of? Oh, yes. This was something I wanted to look at later. So I bought a house and stuff, and there's some extensions and stuff I want to do. And that was just a good contractor's information. Cool. I'll throw this garbage in the rubbish. This is a pen. I'm going to return the boxes of skewers back here so I can do the last cut of video. And then I'll mix the video, upload it, go to sleep and sleep for like 10 hours or something. I've done my days of work. No, this is not a days of work. It's not how I live professional and stuff. In the future, that would be awesome. That is something I think that would be the dream, but it's not really achievable or sustainable. So at this moment, big, fat, No. Though, later, who knows, when I start manufacturing and selling things, that could really take off. Or I might have to work for the rest of my life, whatever. It is what it is. So put those there. I'm going to end the stream here, and I'll upload it to YouTube as all of this is sorting itself out. Stream seemed to have crashed on the other laptop, so that doesn't matter. Thank you very much for watching. If you have gone this far, you're insane. It's 2.5 hours, just like the last one. See you later. Thank you for watching.